Good afternoon. This is my discussion post about bilingualism and pretty much the importance of that inclusion of those students who are coming over here to the United States to further the education in our classrooms by enhancing and building that confidence within them. So, what is exactly emergent bilingual? An emergent bilingual is often referred to as an English language learner or English learner, mainly a student who is continue to further the development when it comes to their original language while learning language at school. You may ask, what are some of the benefits of being bilingual? There are really main two things that I can think of, as a future educator. And one main benefit of being bilingual is bridging the gap between two cultures, which in retrospect will help build a healthy and strong community within that school. So pretty much think of it, for example, you have a student that comes over from, Latin America, and, we have a lot of Latino descendants in South Florida, for instance. It helps bridge those two cultures together, making it easier for that student A that's coming over learning English and B for the students that have already grown up here and raised here with the culture here. And also sheds a light on the other cultures, talking about the Latinx or Latin American communities from coming over. Another benefit is English learners, they're learning to build confidence in themselves because obviously when you're learning something new, the biggest thing is you feel overwhelmed and you have no confidence when you're learning that new thing. But as educators, we're there to instill that confidence in the student while still providing encouragement to remain proficient in their native language. There are some issues alongside those pros and those benefits that I just listed, that, some bilingual students may face. You feel me? At the end of the day, we never want to label our students. That's the biggest thing, you never want to be labeled into a certain category because the biggest thing as, people is that we can grow outside of that box. So we can focus on developing academic English, shows a sense of inferiority, and perpetuates inequalities. You never want to do that. Some more labels as limited English proficient, language minority, and English as a second language. You never want to put those labels on our students because it hinders them from furthering their education when it comes to learning English while they're in a new setting. We want to be able to enhance not only their grasp of learning English, but also still staying true to their native language and being able to mix the two together to build a successful academic profile and success plan for that student. Now, the biggest thing we can do to reinforce bilingualism in the classroom, going forward, is creating lesson plans and activities that advocate for multicultural learning. Meaning, like if we have Black History Month, we're not just doing American history, doing like Haitian Creole, Caribbean, African, West African, just bridging those gaps with those communities and those cultures to pretty much build a healthy sense of knowledge when it comes to the world and all types of teachings. Second is embracing students that are learning English, and pretty much making them know that it's not the main objection, but we're still there to develop and enhance their overall learning experience by learning English. So not only are we teaching them, certain techniques when it comes to learning and speaking English fluently, but we're still advocating for them to stay in their native tongue, their native language, and advocating that they still write, they still talk like that, talk in their native language at home and in school with their friends and peers, teaching their friends different, educational words, as we should say, in their language. Pretty much, still bridging that healthy gap and building that sense of community. Lastly, is celebrating those students that for their multi-language capabilities and cultural identification. You feel me? Just making sure those students understand that we congratulate them that they're taking that initiative to learn multiple languages. It's a huge task to take on learning English while knowing, Spanish and then learning French all in one. You feel me? That's a really big thing. So, advocating for those students, giving them encouragement where they need. Like, hey, We see you're doing this. We see that not only are you proficient in it, but you're making positive steps towards, bettering your education. That not only helps the school, that only not only helps the student, helps community, because you get more, confident student leaders that grow up to, know all sides of the world. And it's not just one face. And that's what we're trying to do as educators. We're trying to build critical thinkers and the next generation of free thinkers. We don't need any more, simple-minded people, as Esther said. And then lastly, my works cited page, because you already should know I'm not a reliable source. Bingo.